Hi, it's Lauren from Top to Tail Salons. Today we're going to be going through how to bath your short haired dogs at home. So before we start, I want to make sure that we've got everything ready. So now we're going to get in the bath. Oscar, in. Good boy. So the first thing we're going to do now that we've got Oscar in the bath is we're going to fill up, this is just an old lemonade bottle. Rinse it out, give it a good clean, and then you can use this to dilute your shampoo in if you don't have a shampoo dilution bottle. You can see I've just popped a little bit in there just so it covers sort of the bottle where the angles are. So we don't want too much in there at all. You don't use a lot of shampoo. It's better to actually use less shampoo initially because you can always put more on. It's really difficult if you put way too much on. You're just going to have to keep rinsing until it comes off. So I'm going to start with this amount of shampoo and we're going to pop some water in. Put it straight onto Oscar's dry coat. So when you put shampoo onto a coat, if you've already wetted them and then you put the shampoo on, because they've already got water in their coat, it's really hard for the shampoo to penetrate in. So this is why working with a diluted shampoo already, you've already got the shampoo in that water, so it means you don't have to pre-rinse them, which is really good. It saves you time, it saves you effort, and it means that the shampoo really gets into their coat nice and thoroughly. I'm going to start methodically. I'm going to start at the back of his head, work down his body, work down his front legs, work down his back legs, under his belly and his bottom. And then we're going to give that some time to sit on his body after we've rubbed it in. And then I'm going to give his head a wash as well. I want to make sure that I lift all that coat up to get under his skin, and then I'm going to take his foot and I'm going to work the solution all between his paw pads. This is a really good time to check your dog's skin health and to check their paw health, because you can see everything nice and clearly. His back legs, I'm going to do the same. Pour it over, work it in with my fingers. Get inside the back of his leg, over his belly, and then we're going to work that all through. So Oscar tends to get bathed about once a month. He doesn't have any skin issues, he doesn't have any kind of coat issues at all. We bath him once a month just because we feel that it's best to get his extra hair out. So can you see how I managed to get all this extra suds out there in that water? Always worth doing. This is a rubber mitt of sorts. You can also get Zoom Groom. So this one has two sides. It has sort of a slightly larger bobbly side and then a really tight side. So this is really good for your short coated dogs to help get the excess hair out. This is one of the differences that we do in the salons that really helps to lift out any coat that's being shedded. Over their back, you can do it over their chest. Don't do it on the really sensitive areas like the armpits, up by their genitals, or up on the inside of their legs, just because that's quite thin skin. So only do it on where sort of the thick coat sits on their skin. So now we're going to give his head a wash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a bit more of the shampoo in here, just a little bit. Good boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold his head up and back because I don't want any shampoo to fall in his eyes, and then I'm going to work on his muzzle. So I'm just holding his muzzle gently, I'm not putting pressure on. Now that he's completely shampooed, you can condition if you want to with a short haired dog. I tend to condition I tend to condition him every other month. Rinse everything off, so I'm going to do it methodically from his head down his body. Don't start with their feet, because then you'll just have to re-rinse it once you wash the top of them. I want him to shake in the bath because dogs with one single shake are able to remove about 70% of the surface water that sits on their coat. So this is exactly what I want. I would much rather he shake in the bath than out of the bath, but just be prepared, 70% of the water that was on your dog is now going to be on your walls. I'm going to pop on, this is a Rough and Tumble pet drying coat. So you pop it on them and it's entirely up to you. You can pop it on them and leave it on them, especially if they're short coated, and you can let their coat dry naturally. If it's a really lovely sunny day, you can let them chill out in the garden to dry off. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop this on him for probably about sort of 10 minutes or so, just to absorb as much of that water as we possibly can. And then we're going to go in with a hairdryer and just finish drying him off that way. So we've let Oscar air dry for about 10 minutes now. We're just currently on the bed, which is where I normally dry him. It's where he's most comfortable. He quite enjoys rolling around while I dry him. So I'm using a regular hairdryer. The things that you want to be aware of is that the metal part of the dryer gets incredibly hot very, very quickly. You don't want to make contact with their skin. You want to make sure that your hand with sort of fingers apart is in between the dryer and their skin at all times, so it spreads that air around. And the next thing is I'm going to pop it on sort of a medium speed and a low temperature.
1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper sycamore tree. Dream a little dreamer. Night breezes seem to whisper.
And that's it, you're done! Yay! Yay! Mwah. So because Oscar is obviously a short-coated dog, we don't need to fluff him out, we don't need to go through and comb him to get any knots out or anything. He hasn't got a coat that's going to develop knots, which is one of the handy things about having a short-coated dog that sheds. Is although you get the hair that sheds around and you need to do a bit of clean-up, I don't need to go through and spend the time getting any knots out. So now we can go for a nice walk, and you could probably go rolling something. Does that sound good?
Night breezes seem to whisper.